Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, you guys know the drill. You know the drill. Thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of this show. So without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up, guys. Wake up. Well, there you go. Wake up. All right, so here we are. It's hump day. And as you can see on the clock, we have 9 days, 7 hours, 23 minutes to go before the end of the tagging period is over with. And we are less than 2 weeks away from legal tampering in free agency. And you can see teams are already trying to make some moves and trying to get rid of some players, free up some cap space, so that way they can be a player in free agency. Everybody, of course, is, jockeying, figuring, let me get the new shiny toy here that'll help make the difference. We're seeing more quarterbacks than I ever remember that possibly may be looking at new homes. You got Jameis Winston, who doesn't look like Tampa Bay is going to re-sign. Who knows with Tom Brady, who may actually be able to test the market. And we don't know if he's going to return to New England or not. We have Philip Rivers, who was let go. There's rumors that Derek Carr could be on the trading block. Matthew Stafford, his wife going through and saying that no, they want to stay, but there's been rumors about them wanting to go. Who else am I looking at? Marcus Mariota, Ryan Tannehill. Those guys may hit the open markets. You're looking at the Redskins, who ended up drafting a quarterback last year, maybe taking a quarterback this year. So you're going to see a lot of upheaval this year when it comes to those. Now, there's a lot of teams that are in kind of cap hell right now. In fact, you can look at let's pull this up real quick here. I'm sick of seeing Tom Brady. There we go. Up, wrong one, wrong list. Cap space. As we look at it, we know the Dolphins have a boatload of money at 88 million, Colts at 86, the Bills 82, blah blah blah. It gets us down to us, where we're fifth with 77. But as you start getting down here to the bottom, you start seeing teams like the Vikings with only 1.3, and the Steelers 1.5, Falcons 4, Saints only 9, and the Saints have to sign, Drew Brees, and do something there. 49ers with only 13 million, and the Chiefs with only 13 million. The Jaguars are now up to 21 because they've been jettisoning players. They're looking at Nick Foles. Forgot that one. They're looking to see if they can trade Nick Foles in his contract. They already have buyer's remorse and realize that maybe he was just a system quarterback and he was in the right system at the right time with Philadelphia. And oh, by the way, there's rumors, of course, or some of those Eagle fans out there are saying they need to sign Foles again, so that way when Carson Wentz gets injured, he can step in and take the place. Dan Orlovsky, who is famous for being part of the 0-16 Detroit Lions, just throwing that out there, is saying that would be the dumbest thing to ever do because it undermines their quarterback. But be that as it may, the Jaguars are looking to get rid of players. They're figuring we're going to just start all over. One of the players that they are looking at trying to possibly move, and this is, God, is Calais Campbell, who's in the last year of his deal, which pays him $12 million. Now, I know he's 33 years old. He's getting up there and things. But I sat here 3 years ago, and I kept talking about Calais Campbell, Calais Campbell, Calais Campbell, Calais Campbell. I said if there's one guy to bite the farm for, it would have been free agent Calais Campbell because he made that defense in Arizona. People said, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. That guy, he only gets 6 or 7 sacks a season. He's no good. He's old. He's too expensive. Well, the reigning NFL Man of the Year, in the time that he's been in Jacksonville for 3 years, he's become a legend. 31 and a half sacks, 58 hits on the quarterback, 77 tackles for loss, 175 um, tackles, 6 forced fumbles, and 2 TDs. Again, he's 33 right now. But let me give you an idea what this guy does on and off the field. Stand up guy everywhere. A guy who's relentless. A guy who off the field is a giant teddy bear. He's 6'8" and about 320, 330, but can move. He's big. He makes me look like a little kid when I stand next to him. This guy, last year, on a bad team, 56 tackles, 10 tackles for a loss, 25 quarterback hits, 2 forced fumbles, and a TD. If he were a Dallas Cowboy with those statistics last year, let me just give you D-Law's numbers in comparison. DeMarcus Lawrence last year, oh, by the way, Clay's played all 16 games. D-Law last year, 45 tackles, Calais 11 more. Same number of hits on the quarterback, 10. Tackles for a loss, 16 for D-Law, 25 for Calais. And the same number of forced fumbles. Now, Calais can play defensive end, defensive tackle. He is a great run stopper. Now, again, I know my buddy is getting a little old in the tooth. He's getting there. But having that $12 million final year in there, you could easily add a second year to that. Maybe it's not guaranteed, and spread out that money a little bit. Because at this point in Calais' career, he's made a bunch of money. And I think what Calais would be looking at is the opportunity to get a ring. Now, you're talking about having probably trade. Maybe it's going to be a 4th round draft pick. Maybe, I won't say a 3rd, but he was a Pro Bowler last year. But let's say hypothetically it is a 4th round draft pick that you trade for him. Think about what we got last year of Robert Quinn and how the difference that made. Think about Michael Bennett coming in and how that was an influx. Michael Bennett was, I believe, 2nd in sacks on the team, even though he wasn't here for a whole season. And you could look at him and say it was a good move on both of those cases. And more than anything else, the problem for our defense last year was smallish defensive linemen that stunted and got pushed around. They get caught in the stunts. They would end up getting pushed around quite a bit. And when it ended up being that we needed to line up physically, we were undermanned because of the size difference. When the guy is straight up run blocking you guys, and you've got a guy, defensive lineman, that's 280, 290, you're getting pushed out the hole. We're getting double teamed. They don't have enough meat to drop the anchor. Now, maybe Calais Campbell isn't the answer, but you have to understand the change in philosophy that we need to make. As I was watching, because it just drives me crazy, watching some of the Bears game, where Mitch Trubisky, a guy who they said we need to move on, another quarterback that they may be bringing somebody in, watching him on that touchdown run, where play action, that one play, there were so many things that were like, that just make you go, ugh. They run a play action fake. D-Law, I see this in my head. D-Law crashes down on the play action, leaving this lane wide open. Your defensive end, your defensive tackle, your nose tackle, ends up standing up too high, gets his back turned, and gets blown out of the play, leaving a lane that's literally this big. Okay, got that. Tight end makes a great block, kick out. So you've got this huge hole. Mitch Trubisky, who is not a fast guy, to say the least, starts going downfield. Xavier Woods comes across, takes a poor angle, stops, plants his foot. Mitch Trubisky cuts inside of him, and he only gets a half arm behind him. And everybody else who's in pursuit angle just takes poor angles. And Mitch Trubisky goes in for about a 25-yard run and score. But all of that starts with the defensive line being able to get the push up the middle. If you cannot get that push up the middle, an offense can do anything they want to you. Calais Campbell, when we know that we're losing probably everybody on the defensive line, that you're not going to be able to draft your way out of it, could be a great stopgap guy to get. Just saying. And I can tell you, this is a guy who's relentless. This is a guy who doesn't take plays off. I've seen him carried off on a stretcher one week on a backboard and come back and play lights out the next. Gives you everything you got and is a leader. And that, my friends, that's as good as gold. All right, guys, I'm going to be around here most of the day. I got to get another needle in my knee this evening and got to go see my other doctor and stuff. So I'll be around here and finish getting the rest of these shot glasses out as well as these shot glass racks. So I want to thank you guys for being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report, and I will see you guys real soon.